So in my last video, I got wildly corrected by people for saying especially, not especially. I have autism, and I also have a problem with verbal communication, which I've had my entire life. I literally have a hard time pronouncing the word. I have a hard time with my S's. I have a hard time with a lot of speaking. It's actually really hard for me to have auditory processing, and it's really hard for me to do these videos sometimes because it really is hard for me to speak. It's something that I've struggled with my entire life, and I've always been really self-conscious of. So people who are saying like, oh, well, you're a doctor, you should understand. Let's also take into account that I'm a human. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I didn't even know I did this. I didn't even know I pronounced it wrong. I was confused when I first saw the comments. I was like, yeah. And then I listened back and I'm like, that's cool. That's another thing to be self-conscious of. Yes, I have an education. Yes, I have a hard time understanding things from an auditory perspective, but I can write a textbook chapter. I can read super quick, but some of us do have invisible disabilities and speech problems or other things, but it doesn't take away from our education. It doesn't take away from who we are. I think about my daughter with autism, currently in speech therapy, and she doesn't pronounce things great. Is this how people are going to talk to her someday? She already has PDA. She has a fear of being perceived. She has a fear of doing things wrong. I speak very carefully. I can't correct her. And what's that going to look like when people start doing that? I mean, I'm doing this on a public platform. So some of us as adults do have hyperlexia, which means we read super early and we are super great with written communication, but we don't do well with verbal communication. Autistic things.